What are some questions, Miriam, that are important to ask when you are looking at assisted living communities for your loved one? What's a good checklist?
Well, there's a number of different questions to think about. First of all, there are different levels of care within senior living. Okay. There's independent living, assisted living, there's memory care, there's special care, there's skilled nursing care. There's all these different levels. And just because they have the words assisted living or senior living community on the outside of their building, you really need to identify what specifically do they offer within that community and know what the thresholds are within that community and their abilities to care for your loved one. I'm working with a family right now and, they're adamant, mom, dad, they're independent. They don't need any care, but we really try to look holistically at the situation in trying to identify, well, that's good today, but what does, 5 years down the line, maybe even next year, bring to that family, and making sure that they're not having to transition again, and identifying what their particular needs are, their particular challenges, the diseases that they might be experiencing, and allowing you to know just the ins and outs of those communities and what their thresholds are and their abilities to care for someone with Parkinson's disease, someone with memory care challenges. Those are of a different concern and question that you might want to ask when you're touring the communities to make sure that they can encompass the care needs, not just for today, but down the line. I would also say, what does the staff look like? How does the leadership participate in the day-to-day operations of the community? Are they just behind their desks, in their offices, or are they out mingling with the staff? Do they know the residents as they're walking through the building? Are they saying hi and acknowledging them? That's a sure telling sign that they are engaged and actively caring about the residents once they move into them. And then the staff in and of itself, what is the longevity of the staff? Do they have consistency in their staff? And is the staff their own? Or are they using agency staff coming into the building because they can't seem to keep the healthcare workers necessary within their own organization from time to time? They all experience, I'm just going to throw this out there. They all experience times of challenges with staffing. I mean, it's going on in the industry as a whole.
Oh yeah.
And we need to give them grace during those times. But the question is, are they consistently using that agency, or are they, trying to maintain their own staff and the type of employee retention that they need to within their community? And what type of training do they have? If you're looking for memory care, are the caregivers back in memory care experienced with dementia? What type of training do they use? Educating their staff on how to handle different types of residents and their situation and needs. Another question to think about is, do they have a nurse on staff 24/7? The state of Ohio doesn't require a nurse to be on the property 24/7. That is part of the law. However, most communities do offer 24/7 nursing care, but there are some that have those lapses in that care. And, what does that look like? And it's fine for some people. It just depends on the environment and what your overall plan and, of course, budget is for the care needs of your loved one. Other things to consider are therapies. What type of other supportive services do they welcome into the community? Hospice, what does that look like? How do they play a role within caring for your loved one within a community? And what overall therapies do they offer? Do they have an in-house therapy team? A lot of times communities are partnering with third-party agencies, but they have a presence within the building and they're there consistently each and every day. That's really important to think about, because you want, someone that, if mom is not feeling well today and her appointment really is at 10 o'clock on Wednesday and she's not feeling well, if there's presence in the building with that company, they might be able to come back in the afternoon and just double check, because they might have a window of opportunity open in their schedule to say, hey, I know you weren't feeling well this morning, but would you like to try it this afternoon?
Good point.
Whereas if it's an agency that is coming to your home or at the community that is not a regular presence within that community, that opportunity window has gone and they're on to another community property. So that's something to think about too. And then, of course, there's the cost of care and what does that look like and what is covered within those costs.
Okay, yeah, that's a great checklist, Miriam.